Alright, how are you doing? Today I wanted to explore the ancient, mysterious and enigmatic megalithic sites known as dolmens. I've become a wee bit obsessed with dolmens and visited many across Europe. A dolmen is defined as a single chamber megalithic monument usually containing of two or more vertical megaliths supporting one or more large horizontal capstones and mostly completely covered with earth and smaller stones to form a tumulus. It's human nature to want it to be buried somewhere which is ancient and mysterious, and it's never quite sat right with me that they are tombs or burial chambers. So what were they used for? Perhaps they had some other purpose. So what was the purpose of dolmens? I always think we're very quick to label dolmens as tombs or burial chambers. I think we're too quick to jump on or serve the old beliefs when we should be open to new ideas and suggestions. The burial chamber doesn't really massively make sense to me. I've been to a lot of dolmens now. I mean, there may well have been, ancient people buried their dead here in the past, no doubt about it. But that doesn't mean that was the original purpose or function. You know what I mean? And again, with the dating of these sites, they may well have found, deceased or kind of pottery or what have you. But again, that doesn't mean that was when, radiocarbon date, organic material. That doesn't necessarily mean when these ancient sites were built originally. The pottery or any kind of remains could be thousands of years after when these sites were built. So we really need to keep an open mind, I think. You know what I mean? So if they weren't burial chambers or tombs, and it's kind of like the pyramids. You know what I mean? We're quick to label the pyramids as tombs. So if they weren't burial chambers or tombs, what were they? Gateways, a gateway or a portal to the dead, or for higher states of consciousness, or my kind of feeling is that dolmens were almost kind of like storage facilities. You know what I mean? For the harsh winters of northern Europe must have been pretty hardcore. So the ancients needed somewhere to store food and water and seeds and what have you, somewhere safe and underground. And perhaps that's what dolmens were for. Would they build dolmens, go to all that time and effort to build a dolmen purely for the dead? I mean, they would have graves and grave mounds for that. So that doesn't massively make sense to me personally. And I guess the other question is, how did they cut and move these stones? And the stones here, this dolmen itself are kind of multi-ton, so that's another question to be answered. So maybe they were storage facilities for essentials. Life was all about survival then, so maybe it was somewhere safe, somewhere quite visible, and somewhere that would clearly last for eternity. Life was all about survival then, and it would have been even more difficult to gather food to survive in winter. So the ancients needed a storage facility, somewhere safe and underground. A storage facility always accessible due to its massive construction meant survival. What do you think? Please leave us a wee comment and subscribe to Rapid Nature. Cheers.